You are listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio with myself, Total Biscuit. We're talking tweets, folks, but before that, allow me to just keep you up to date on a certain situation. You might be aware a little while ago we raised some money for a poor kitten, because I like kittens. I don't like the rest of you, but I like kittens. Kittens are better than all the population of WoW General, yeah? Kittens don't argue with me and make themselves look stupid. That's always a good thing. Kittens aren't hypocrites. Kittens aren't entitled casuals. You know? All they want is a little bit of attention and maybe feeding every now and again. And at least when they crap all over your carpet, they look vaguely apologetic about it. I'll tell you for a fact the WoW General guys don't. Right. We were looking to raise some money because this particular cat had a cyst on its head and was basically in danger of dying from it because there's a hole in the cat's skull. Well, I can update you on some progress. We raised the money and more besides, I might add, so you don't need to donate anything else. Thank you again to everyone that did that. That was very kind of everybody. 229 total contributors raised a total of $4,400. Very impressive generosity there. Absolutely stellar. Now, the cat has had the MRI scan, and the surgeon at the moment is analysing the data in order to create the artificial flap for the skull, which will allow the cyst to be removed. That is in progress, and we expect updates very soon as to what the next course of action will be. But it certainly looks like we are on course to fix the cat. And that, to me, is very important. Now, something that's less important to me is this particular Twitter debate. This, I wouldn't say it's a debate so much as a discussion, a dev chat. It's basically a Q&A. Now, we're working our way through this to try and find the interesting stuff. So, we're going to get right back on with it. Will the removal of defense in Cataclysm, this is one of the questions, with the removal of defense, will plate gear still have avoidance stats, or will tanks and DPS be sharing? Boring, don't care, tanking, Blair, know nothing about it. Go listen to Just Plain Better, they'll tell you how to fix everything. At least when Natural 20 fixes his computer. Unfortunately, his computer is not just plain better, it's actually, arguably, just plain worse than everybody else's and isn't working right now. So hence the show isn't on the air. Kinda sucks. It'll be back. So, let's have a look at something else. Any plans to do anything with Grim Batol in the wetlands? Yes! We currently plan on having Grim Batol to be one of the raid zones in Cataclysm, which of course you would have known had you read the features list. Why would you post a question like this? The answer is on the website. You are encouraging bad behaviour, Blizzard! This is the same nonsense you put up with and force the rest of us to put up with on the blinking forums. Don't encourage stupidity. All you need to do is Google Cataclysm features list, or indeed go on the MMO Champion or any other website. Anything with BlizzCon coverage of any description. Or look at the forums or something like that. Oh! Just, why would you answer that question? What a waste of space and time. Yeah, we know Grim Batol's going to be raided. It's because you bloody said it would be. Why must you indulge such foolery? Next question. What are the plans for the current Goblin Run towns after Cataclysm is out? Answer. It's lore stuff. Most Goblin Run towns will continue to operate as normal. Most. Interesting. I wonder which one they're going to blow up. Which one do I not like? I like Everlook. Everlook's pretty cool. Gadget Sand? No, they don't want to blow up that. That's awesome. Let's think about it. What are the other ones? Ratchet. Yeah, Ratchet sucks. Get rid of Ratchet. Nobody likes Ratchet. Nonsense place. Just blow it up. Turn it into a nuclear wasteland. That's what goblins get for mucking around with nuclear fusion. In general, quote, the existing goblin cartels tend to be self-serving and therefore aren't taking sides. Okay, that's a convenient way not to have to change anything. Gotta love lore-driven reasons for laziness. Right, patch 3.3. Here's some interesting material. You know what's weird? Is that half of the questions in this patch 3.3 segment, and I assume this is just the categorization that MMO Champions put on it, have got nothing to do with patch 3.3 at all. So, I have no idea. But we'll read them anyway and ignore that it says that. Quote, there's plenty of great endgame content. No, there isn't. Stop lying! What about some new early mid content to keep new players entertained? Dumbass. They're new players. They have loads of content to keep them entertained because they don't know about anything else. They've got all that content, and all that content's going to get remodeled in Cataclysm so it's less dull. Why add content for new players when all the content is new for new players? Nonsense. If they're not entertained by the existing content, then that very clearly indicates that the existing content sucks and needs to be dealt with. I do not disapprove of that, but hey, they've got an expansion for that. It's called Cataclysm. That is where they're doing that. That's where they're doing the remodeling, getting everything sorted out that way. That's fine. In fact, I celebrate the fact that they're doing that, because hey, it's not really up to the standards of the new stuff. Not surprising, because again, if a development company doesn't advance its techniques over 5 years, and millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars, billions most likely over the last 5 years, then they're not very good at their jobs. We know that Blizzard are very good at their jobs, thereby they're going to come up with something good. Now the answer to this, we actually have some small changes to the early game going live in 3.3 to help eliminate some new player confusion. This is not content specific, it's more focused around easing the new player pain. Good answer! Very good answer. That's what I like to hear. I have no objections to them spending time making the experience for new players easier in terms of getting them into the game, yeah? And hopefully a bit more interesting. What I don't want is them wasting tons and tons of time in a patch adding content for new players. Because that's garbage. They've already got content. Cataclysm? Fine. Absolutely fine with that. Might even be tempted to roll a new character. Yes. That's shocking, folks. Those of you who may be new to the show will not be aware that, of course, that I am very much anti-alt. I hate alts. I hate them. I have like one character on either side. I've got a US character and an EU character, and that is it. Except for one. I've also got a 63 Rogue, and I have that because we used to do classic raiding with it. It now is in retirement and probably will never see the light of day again. However, I will happily roll a Troll Moonkin. Yes. Troll Moonkin. If I get Vorpaltinger form. So, Blizzard, if you're listening, if you want me to level, then you will need to allow me, as a Troll Druid, to roll up a Vorpaltinger form. If I don't get my Vorpaltinger form, then I will not be rolling an alt. You've seen the photoshops with the big tusks. Give me a Vorpaltinger form. You know you want to. I know your art department is spoiling for something silly. Lord knows you put in enough of it. Give me my Vorpaltinger form. Give it to me now, and you may be spared. Next question. Will leveling from 80 to 85 be like leveling from 70 to 80? Answer. It's too early to say. We base our leveling more around how much quest content we have and how good the reward pacing feels. If we have as many quests as we did from 70 to 80 and it feels like your character is getting a reasonable amount of new stuff for the time invested, then it could end up being similar. Okay. So, there's a possible suggestion there that 80 to 85 will last as long as 70 to 80. I'm not really big into questing, you know that, but I did enjoy the Wrath questing, because it was quite nicely put together. So, if we get another evolution, a bit of progression in terms of the questing, hopefully more group quests. Now, after playing DDO for a while, I realized that everything is cooler with other people. That's kind of what an MMO is all about, playing with others. So, if you can solo everything, it becomes sucky. Now, I don't think solo players should be encouraged, honestly. It's the wrong kind of game to do that in. There's plenty of other games where you can play solo. In fact, Dragon Age Origins, that's coming out very soon. Go play that. That's a solo game. Questing's more interesting, combat's more interesting, dialogue's more interesting, graphics look better. It's basically better in every possible respect for a solo player. Go play that. Don't play WoW. If you want to play an MMO, then I would suggest you start being a little bit more social and getting involved with people. Now, I understand the vast majority of people in the game are incredibly dumb. That does not mean that you get to escape, you get to make excuses, you get to weasel your way out of grouping with others. Join a guild, find a group of people that are good. Yes, 80-90% of people are stupid. That still leaves you with a couple of million. So, go find them. They're around. You just need to know where to look. Next question. Will players be able to do old world quests after Cataclysm is released? Only old world quests that we didn't change. However, once the Cataclysm happens, it happens for everyone. There's no going back. There you go, folks. Anyone that was concerned about this being a whole big phasing thing where the Cataclysm happens, not gonna happen. Probably a good thing, because, hey, phasing, while cool, can cause all manner of different problems. So, they're using the phasing for the gradual progression of bad things happening in the world. Like, say, at BlizzCon, they showed us the idea of phasing where an area gets gradually more flooded. That's cool. You don't need to phase the entire world, though, and indeed that causes its own set of problems where players are in the wrong phase, they can't help their friends, everyone gets really confused, it's sort of it's a necessary evil in terms of the system, because it's an MMO, and it's not a single-player game where you can just change everything, because of course you've got everyone else to worry about. So yeah, Cataclysm happening to everything is good. Honestly. In my opinion. So I have no problems with that. How will you handle beginning characters and higher level friends after Cataclysm? Will they be out of phase? No, players will not be out of phase. The Cataclysm changes the word for everything. So there's your clarification. Good. Happy with that. Next question. Are Worgen gonna have mounts? What the hell else would they have? Yes, let's bring planeswalking back. Because Lord knows that was a great concept 5 years ago in the beta. No, they abandoned that because that was boring. They're not going to do that, the same thing again with Worgen. Ah, yes, you get a running form. That's not interesting. It pisses people off. They don't want that. Yes, they get new mounts. And apparently, goblins get some kind of crazy thing that gives the Mecha Strider a run for its money. If it doesn't have freaking laser beams and Gatling guns on the side of it, then I will not be impressed. Next question. Will there be events where allies and Horde players have to work together to kill a boss? Answer. Generally speaking, we don't do this because we prefer that the Horde and Alliance feel like enemies rather than a big happy family working together to defeat a common foe. If anything, we want tension between the two sides to rise. Again, good. Very good. I'm glad that this has been happening lately, actually. This is something that I'm not big into the lore, everybody knows this by now, but what has interested me is the supposed rising tensions between Alliance and Horde. I don't want reconciliation, especially not with Cataclysm supposedly grim dark. If you're gonna do grim dark, that means warfare, that means conflict, that means animosity, that means nemesis. Yes, we want many of those. So yeah, that's fine. I don't see any problem with that. Is anyone else? No? Good. Excellent. Moving on. Will Hyjal be made for exploration in Cataclysm? Yes. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. It's a new zone. Who cares? Well, I could go on, but I want to leave Raids and Dungeons till after the break, so that's what we're going to do. You're listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio with myself, Total Biscuit. I have been reliably informed that people really like Epica. Yes, they do. So, I think I should play Epica. It's quite lengthy, I'm gonna play it anyway. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean medley, it's so fantastic. I will be back after this, folks, to continue with this twaddle. Sorry, Twitter, that's what it's called. Enjoy.